Hi, this is Garibay. Let's talk about the life exit of RBG and what it means for the 2020 U.S. presidential race. We are in it, the general race, the general election race. We're past the primaries now, baby. We got 6 weeks, and actually, holy cows, we got 5 weeks to go time. We are getting close. Like, it is game on, right? Like, so we are very, very close to the election date. Now, here's the problem: we are not even remotely close to knowing who the winner is. I'm telling you right now, November's going to be a mess. It is going to be a political mess. Get ready, because it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough on your body, your mind, and your soul. Like, it is going to be rough. Prepare yourself. Right. All right. So let's talk about the political ramifications of the life exit of RBG, and specifically an opportunity that the Democrats have with her life exit. So one, the Democrats are really struggling right now. We're 5 weeks in. I'm predicting a massive win for Trump. I don't think Biden. I think Biden has 1% chance of winning this election. I think the polls are. I think the media has done nothing to fix their poll problem. They still are sending out the same nonsense pollers who are getting avoided by Trump voters, getting lied to by Trump voters. They don't really have any way of counting Trump votes. They didn't have any way in 2016, and they certainly don't have any way in 2020 because they did nothing to fix the problem. Okay, that's my opinion. They did recognize the idea of shy voters. They call them shy Trump voters, right? And I've heard numbers as high as 12%, right? So I've heard studies coming back and saying 12% of voters could be shy Trump voters, just voters not saying they're going to vote for Trump, and then they're totally going to vote for Trump. And then so I've heard that from a few media outlets, right? And then media outlets are going, oh, he's got an 8-point lead. We're fine. No, that means you lose by four. That means you lose by 4 points, right? It's like polls are like getting data on wind, right? Like, it's just like, it changes by the moment, and it means virtually nothing because the sources are so slanted, and they're so bad at recognizing their own bias and recognizing how their own bias is perceived, right? So the issue here is what opportunity has RBG's life exit given to the Democrats? And I'll say it right now. All right, so one, we have a very, very bad time coming up in America, which is going to be this election count. So people are afraid. Americans are absolutely frayed at the edges because of what's happening with the pandemic. It has everybody's caved up, masked up, right? Caved up means you're sitting in your house, you don't feel comfortable going anywhere, you feel like guilty every time you go out for a cup of coffee, and so people just sit in their house. They're caved up, right? And then they're masked up, right? So when they do go out, they feel inhibited. They feel weird because they're wearing this thing that nobody's ever worn before. So everybody's caved up, masked up, right? And everybody's just worn. They're worn body, mind, and soul, right? It's just, and so here we are coming into this election, and the Democrats have assured the Democrat power base has assured every single Democrat that there's going to be shenanigans on the Trump side. Trump side is saying, and the Republicans are saying, there's going to be shenanigans on the Democrat side. Neither side trusts each other. We have partisanship at levels we've never had before, right? And the reality is, it's really sad and really frustrating. And so the RBG life exit actually offers the Democrat base, the Democrat Party, an opportunity. What is that opportunity? Well, get this. Give Trump a vote for his candidate. Give him a real vote, and let him put forward his candidate for the seat. Okay, the Democrats could go and say, "Listen, we have every right to listen. We can fight you tooth and nail and not give you a chance to put forward your candidate and to try to lambaste your candidate. But the reality is, this country is so split and so partisan that we need a show of peace. Somebody's got to show their open hands and say there's no political weapons here, right? Say, listen, we, the Democrats, are going to give you a political gift of allowing you to name your candidate, and we will fast track the vote. Right? You get one. Pick your candidate, and we will do a vote to actually put that your nominee into the seat or not before the election. Right? Because the list is already made. There's no legitimate reason for us to slow walk your choice. The only reason we would actually slow walk your choice is partisanship. No part of the government should run slow and ineffectively. And for us to do it here, just for partisan reasons, is petty and wrong. Right? So the Democrat Party can say this, and then they could do it. Right? Now, what would be the point of this? Right? Well, one, this would be a huge gift, and it would be very obvious. And the Democrats could say the reason we're doing this is there is so much partisanshipness that one, we were unable to pass a second help bill for the American people. The American people are are very much hurt and harmed by our partisanship and by how unfair and by how much we're fighting between the Republicans and the Democrats. And they could say, and the Democrats, as Democrats, we're going to give you this vote on your nominee for this Supreme Court seat. We don't want to give this to you, but this is our way of saying we genuinely care about the American people. And the way we care about the American people is we're returning to the system. We're saying the system works, and the honorable gentleman from the White House, Donald Trump, right? Now, why would they go back to saying that? Because we need civility. Right, we need the return of civility. All this fighting, we are coming to a flashpoint in November, and if one of the parties does not back down and say we care about the American people more than we care about partisan bickering, then the parties are then saying, yeah, let's get it on, let's do it. Let's take this to the next level. And I'm telling you right now, that would be outrageously dangerous with what we're heading to in November. So the Democrats would come forward, and they would be giving a gift to the Republican Party, giving a gift to the Republican people, and saying, we think that the government should run smoothly, and this is a normal function of the government. The lists are already made. There's no reason to slow walk this nomination. And from now on, we're actually going to try to do our jobs the way they should be done. Right? This would show maturity. This would show sacrifice from the Democrats. Right? And I will tell you right now, this is going to sound outrageously. I think this would impress me so much and show that the Democrat Party would be literally willing to actually put the nation first and not just the party first, and give us hope for an actual future of harmony within the nation, that I think I would actually consider voting for Joe Biden. And the reason why is I think harmony is desperately going to be needed. I think what we're looking at in November is a tinderbox with a lit match over it. And I'm really worried. I'm worried about just how out of control this situation could get. And so the Democrats have an ability and opportunity to really deliver this hugely important, really special, really a real sacrifice, right? And saying we care about this nation more than we care about our party and more than we care about partisan bickering, right? And it would also show the American people that there's still a party that really cares about the nation and the people more than the party itself. Because and the reason, so why should the Democrats have to give this sacrifice? The reason why is the Republicans never will under Trump. Right now, I think the Republicans are lost under Trump. They're blinded by everything he's delivered, and they don't really have any ability to back away from these huge economic gains that he's delivered for them, and it's blinded them to the massive damage he's done to the presidential role, and the fact that you got a president here who loves some Americans more than others based on outrageously arbitrary reasons. And the Republicans are willing to take that for these huge economic gains. And I think, the Republicans are just lost in his eyes. And the reality is the Democrats are the only ones who have the ability to sacrifice for this nation right now and do the right thing. And it should be the Republicans, but it never will be. They like it's I just really feel like it's almost like the Republicans are in an abusive relationship. They just don't have the ability to do something that is right now. They're just too enamored with this monster that they have, running the nation. And he has delivered huge economic gains he has delivered meat for his base. There's just no two ways about that. But the damage he's done to the system is so astronomical that I just can't, like, it's a really bad situation. But I think that the Democrats have a real opportunity to really show true sacrifice and where their real allegiance lies with the people, with the nation. If they're not willing to do this, then you'll also see their real allegiance, which is with partisan bickering with the party itself, right? And so we really need one party to grow up and to show what true harmony looks like, so the rest of the nation can remember it, right? And I think it would really go a long way toward helping the Democrats to win, because I do think Democrats want to win. I think so. It's hard to tell. Biden's such a horrible candidate that it does really make me wonder overall if they genuinely want to win, or if they're just like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I really think it would be really good if the Democrats just said, listen, we're going to give you this vote, and the reason we're doing it is we're going to get rid of partisan bickering for this thing, and we as a party are going to go back to, let's get this nation running smoothly. Let's actually do our jobs, and if we take the hit and we lose, right? But we need to stop bickering. We need to stop putting the party first. We need to stop putting partisanship first and put the nation and its people first. And this would be a true sacrifice and a true way to show the American people that the Democrat Party is serious about helping the nation and serious about helping Americans, even more than their own party loyalty. All that's my opinion. What do you think? Do you think this is the right path? What do you think is the way that the RBG life exit should be processed by the Republican Party and the Democrat Party? I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.